Hey guys, and welcome to the One Build Battle Royale, and boy oh boy are we going to have some epic games today. This of course is the tournament where you get to pick one faction, one army, and you must stick to that army for the duration of your entire lifetime. Should be some good fun, just setting up a little bit of one or two tiny bits here of admin, I suppose. Will you be hosting the game, or will you be able to drop in and stream if we already set up? I will hop in. Cool. So we just want to have some rules disputes and all that good stuff, but I'm very excited to hop into the first game, which shall be Dr. Jellyfish's Dowie up against Falcon's Norska. Certainly looking forward to that one. So I will drop the bracket here for you guys today so you can see who's going to be playing. We have Pretty Still Bonnet up against Tank in the next round, Burke versus Grombrindal, and Suave versus either Ice Power or Papra. So I'm going to drop that down here for you guys today. Boop. There you go. And we'll do a poll. Who will win? So who will win? Is it going to be the forces of Norska and Falcon, or is it going to be the forces of Dowie and Dr. Jellyfish? Now, Dr. Jellyfish did just knock me out. We went for a very, very wild Great Stag Glade Lord on a Dragon build. We had a really good first game, and yeah, my build not so good, unfortunately, up against Jellyfish's gun line. So we'll have to wait and see. So the map shall be Prague. And the map shall be Prague. And we can get this underway. So you're already up and let these guys scrap. It's going to be good fun. I'm very excited. I'm very excited. There's some really good builds today. There's some meme-heavy builds as well. I can guarantee you guys are really going to enjoy Falcon's build quite a bit. It is certainly wild. And it's cool to see him bring Norska in these tournaments before he does tend to bring the Health forces. But he's going to be mixing up a little bit here today. Coming with the Norskans. What's up for Poland? Absolute champ. Hope you had a good tournament today. Sebastian, Niner, Mo, Stefan J, Victor, Grombrindal, and Nick. Hope you guys are all good. And Park Gorilla, of course. Park Gorilla has had a fantastic tournament. I think this is the furthest he's got in one of my tournaments before. But he is going to be meeting the might of Tank, which certainly is no easy obstacle. But before then, of course, we do have the mighty Dowie forces led by Dr. Jellyfish. And oh, so many bad memories, so much PTSD from seeing this build. It is the traditional Dowie gun line. We have a load of miners mixed in with miners with blasting charges along the front line. We have rangers with great weapons alongside some Ulfar raiders as well, the regiment Renown. Triple bolt throwers, which is an interesting choice. Not the biggest fan of bolt throwers personally, but I suppose they do enable you to pull the enemy in, so this Dowie defensive build can stay defensive rather than having to get too aggressive. We have triple thunderers as well to help bring the pain, and Thoric Ironbrow sitting here on his toilet seat. Double Slayer, and it is going to be a Dowie box build, which certainly can bring the pain to the enemy. Now, for the forces of Norska and Falcon, the reason I think you guys are going to enjoy this build the most is there is a beautiful, a majestic, frost-ridden frostworm dragon, whatever you want to call it, up in the skies. It is a work of beauty, generally considered the worst dragon in the game. We have double Pharaoh Manticore, though, to support him up in the sky. We do have triple Marauder Horsemen as well on that left-hand side, and a front line of Marauders with great weapons mixed in with basic Marauders as well. Basic ones aren't going to do too much here, but the great weapons are relatively key. We have a mighty Shaman Sorcerer of Metal down here with Final Transmutation and Scroll of Shielding, as well as some Marauder Chariots. We have Wolfie the Wanderer on a chariot himself, and that's going to be a pretty big boon up against the Dwarf, so you can certainly roll around and do some decent damage. But you got to be careful, there is of course a Rune of Slowness coming in there from the forces of the Dwarfs. Very excited to see how this goes. Falcon decided to massacre the Azir today instead of playing them. I think you did pretty good, Victor, though, right? You got into round 2, I believe. Cometh the hour, cometh the dark. What's up, Scarbrand? Here. What's up, Russell? I just realised I did not advertise this whatsoever in my Discord. I guess we will do that after this game. We do have the Beast of Tashnart as well in the back. I mean, their anti-large isn't going to be too helpful, but apart from that, they should be okay. Ready, good luck, have fun, good luck. Good luck, have fun, boys. Bam. I'm going to get this underway. Dowie all day. There is a lot of Dowie players today, which is really funny because last time we had one Dowie player in the form of Grombrindal. He was the only one, and this time we've got like 6 Dowie players or something. We actually had 3 to 4 Norskan players, which is interesting. Not sure how many of them are still in the tournament at the moment. But yes, In come the Manticores, in comes the Frostworm, and Wulfric is going to be rolling dirty on his chariot, moving towards the Dowie hordes. Now, though the Marauders are not going to be great up against a lot of the infantry here, they can be used to push into the flanks and try to overwhelm the Dowie box where possible. Or more importantly, I would like to see some Marauders getting into the back lines and tussling up with the Slayers, because they're going to be a very cost-effective way to get rid of the Slayers. And if he does that, the double Manticore and Frostworm can cause all kinds of problems to this build if the Thunderers do indeed get shut down. Looks like the first bolt has been flown in, and it is a direct hit on that Marauder chariot, doing only a tiny bit of damage, but at the end of the day, it is just a bolt thrower there. So who's your money on now that you've seen the builds? Are you guys regretting your decisions? Dowie all days screaming, everyone. I like it, I like it. But it's going to be tough. You can see we're going to be coming in with this kind of like U-shaped build from the Norskins here. Really looking to try to surround the box build as much as possible. This is a good way to play up against defensive formations. You kind of envelop them from all flanks. And it looks like we actually have the slightly more elite units on the sides as well, so they can really try to clatter in onto the enemy. Manticore's vibing, so is the Frostworm, just out of the range, it would seem, of the bolt thrower. Although, just as I say that, this for a Manticore, just manages to juke in time. Falcon coming in with the little bit of micro there to pull him out the way. And it looks like the other bolt thrower is going to be going after, unfortunately, just lowly Marauders. And certainly the Norskins won't mind this whatsoever. They're just buying time to get that full surround. Rather patient play. As you can see on the top of the map, yeah, this is going to be a big old surround. The beasts do need to get moving, though. They need to start floating over to get ready to penetrate to the back line. Honestly, chucking them in against the bolt throwers and thunderers is going to be a good use of their time, despite the fact their anti-large won't come into play. Although it actually will. They might better get onto the Thoric Ironbrow and drag him down. That'd be a rather indignified way for Thoric Ironbrow to go. Yes, that being said, bolt throwers ain't very meta. No, I don't know how I feel about bolt throwers. I really don't. They are very cheap though, so it is a good way of just forcing the enemy into position. Looks like the Thunderers are starting to rotate out to the right-hand side, looking to apply some pressure to those chariots as well as the Marauder Horsemen. But they need to be careful now that all of our Raiders will eventually be kind of unveiled here. And it looks like the Horsemen will clatter in. They are going to eat a Rune of Slowness, but actually no, it looks like it was cancelled. And that's a good cancel realistically here, because you need to save that for when the Manticores do swoop in. And they are coming in on that left-hand side pretty damn hard. Rangers of Great Weapons about to eat a charge by the Marauders as well as one of the Feral Manticores. And all of the Thunder units getting shot down. A lovely use of the boat as well on this unit. But can the Dowie hold? Rangamak Slayers have pushed forward. They shall be engaging the Marauders with great weapons. Not the worst trade for either side. We are going to see a big, juicy, fat final transmutation come down, catching the Thunderers, the Ulfar Raiders, as well as a lot of the front line. But the majority of the back line is relatively safe. As I say that, there's a Feral Manticore in here, as well as the Beasts, who have taken one of those bolt throwers offline. Though there are Slayers surrounding this Manticore, and that is a dead Manticore right there. The second one is having a much better time on the left-hand side. Frostworms coming in to attempt to snipe out those Thunderers, and a really nice flank overload on this far side by Falcon has allowed him to really start driving into the heart of this Dowie building. You can see Wulfric is very healthy right now, and oh no! That seems like a very early drop from the Dowie, I assume. It did look like they were in a bad position. Close to feet. Yeah, looks like Dr. Jellyfish dropped out there. Okay, I mean, I thought you could put up a little bit more of a fight, but the majority of his forces were kind of being overwhelmed right there. Frostworm and Manticores were in the back line, though one Manticore had been shut down rather well. Wulfric and all of the troops were pouring through that giant hole in the flank there of the Dowie formation. So I think that is just going to be GG's. GG. See you in the next round, Falcon. Thanks for playing Dr. Jelly. The dwarfs gave in, man. The dwarfs gave in. That is very undwarf-like, but again, I think it was basically over at that point. Yeah, transmutation is very good right now. It hits so many units. To be honest, even if that was a regular transmutation, that game was probably over, if we're being realistic about that. Like, he was so much into the back line, it was just very, very much shut down. So up next, we will be moving on to Steel Bonnet versus Tank before we get there. Let's do some glorious stuff. Boo, 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 boo. I need to advertise this in my Discord. We will end as well the poll and hop into the next lobby to see which ones these guys are going to be playing, which factions. I know Tank is playing Vampire Counts. I cannot remember what Steel Bonnet's playing. I believe it is indeed Dwarfs. So let's quickly drop a little message in my Discord down below. Oh no, that's the wrong link. Don't want to send you guys that one. Bam. Cool. So I have actually advertised now like a professional. I'm a professional duck, it would seem. So, bam. Let's put another vote up and going. Who is going to win? We have Tank with the forces of the Counts. So we have Vampire Counts. Or, once again, we have even more Dowie, who did kind of fall there at the hurdle, but will they be able to strike back? Only time will tell. Yes, indeed, Norska did win. Falcon shall be moving through to the next round. Very impressed with his play there. Very good stuff. So, let us quickly change the names round. We will, of course, be seeing Falcon in the next round. But until then, I'm afraid you must disappear there, and it shall be Tank. And on the other side, let's put Mr. Bonnet. Very impressed with Bonnet so far. This is the third he's got in one of my tournaments. Excited to see what he brings to the table. And let's see if we can see. We can. Oh, Bonnet versus Azabel. Oh, Bonnet versus Tank. There we go. Bam. And let's load it. Looks like we've got quite a few Dowie fans. You guys consistently voting for the Dowie. I love it. I love it. Hey. Map shall be River Maxon. Do. Yeah, the maps are unfortunately not the same for every round. So I can't click on it, I'm afraid. Good luck, have fun. Awesome! Looks like Tank's ready to rumble, and we're going to hop straight into this one. Who's your money on, boys? It's extremely fascinating as a process, but, like, I don't know. Oh, what's this? Oh, sourdough. Oh, God. Yeah, sourdough. I don't know, man. There's so many better, like, different breads out there. Tiger bread, for example, is insane. So you can't really argue against that, you know? But yeah, we're going to be hopping into Game 2 here. I'm very excited, man. It's so cool to see matchups and builds you wouldn't normally see butting heads against each other. And up after this, I can't actually remember who's playing in the next round. I feel like Grombrindal made it through. I feel like that's on the top of my tongue there. And we're waiting on the bottom bracket to be finished between Papra and Ice Power, I think. Sourdough sucks, fight me. Oh, that's going to be some big fight and talk in chat coming out there from Hazel. So let's see what the lads have brought today. Mr. Pretty Steel Bonnet, what do you have on display for us? Of course, it is Thoric Ironbrow, who is by far and away, in my humble duck opinion, the best Dowie Lord in the game. He's going to be coming in with the Rune of Slowness, Rune of Speed, Rune of Doom, and the Locus of Power. We have a Master Engineer with the Fire Ring, as well as a Smoke Bomb, and then Miners with Blasting Charges, an absolute bucket ton of them. We also do indeed have Longbeards. So, there's quite an elite build, actually, surprisingly. So, a load of Longbeards, a load of Blasting Charges, nice little set of characters. We have one unit of Giant Slayers, and then triple Ironbreakers, one of which is the Normglings oh my god, I completely butchered that. Normglings Ironbreakers, there we go, in their glorious red colour scheme, looking fantastic as always, bringing that immune to Psychology. But for his opponent, we have the air build. We have 4 units of Vargeist up in the sky, and then it is just wave after wave of rotting flesh. We have zombies backed up by Skeleton Spearmen all the way throughout. We have the Regiment-Round Skeleton Warriors as well. Double Vargulf, single White King, double Vargulf, a Necromancer and a Corpse Cart, and of course, the currently incredibly broken but incredibly powerful Helmengorst for the Vampire Counts. I love his little bell. Listen to it, listen. It's so, like, pathetic. It's such a bad, like, it sounds like a cowbell wandering around. He's coming in with the Liber Noctis. Of course, he's coming in with Gaze in the Gash and Invocation Heck, as well as the Awaken from the Grave. But more importantly, he's going to be restoring everyone within this radius, as well as draining the enemy. And it's already a huge radius, but it is much larger now due to the area of effect kind of spells being bugged. It's going to be tough. Triple Ironbreakers, oh for sure. This is a metal Dowie build. I believe Pretty Steel Bonnet does indeed quite enjoy heavy metal, so. Could have fun, lads. What's up, Mr. Jellyfish? Good job today, Man in the Torment. You got quite far. Falcon, unfortunately, was a stage too far, but his Norscan build, man, that flank overload really started to crump into the Dowie kind of formation, and yeah, the back line was, again, very harassed. But we have more dwarfs on display today. I think in the next game we might even have more dwarfs again. We'll have to see how many of them do indeed qualify. It is a no range. Well, we have the Master Engineer, but no, apart from that, there's no real range units in here, which is pretty cool to see. I do love myself a melee Dowie build. Now, surrounding the Varghulfs with the Slayers is going to be pretty key, because the Varghulfs in the skies have some nice AP. They're going to be able to rear attack a lot of these troops and start to break them down quite a bit. Foraglow does have the advantage that every time one of these pesky spellcasters does cast a spell, they're going to be taking a little bit of damage. Varghulfs vibing for now, flying up in the sky. They actually have pitiful armor, so if you can get blasting charges onto them, you can do some relatively decent damage. So these Longbeards, or Ironbreakers I should say, as well as Miners, really do need to focus them down at different points. Varghulfs are going to jump some of the Longbeards over on this right hand side. It looks like the blasting charges are going straight into the Varghulfs there. Blood and thunder. They actually do some like okay damage to them as well. But of course, they do regenerate, which is a little bit of a problem. I think Blasting Charge needs to be used to clear out the main battle line, because this build is really susceptible to those Blasting Charges, and then you can surround and beat down the single entities in the later stages of the game. We have a nice little flank overload, and I mean, the entire army is just going to punch into one side of the Dwarf build. There's no need whatsoever to take your opponent's army man to man and just charge headlong in. You can definitely just move to one side. Dwarfs are very slow. I mean, so are the Vampire Counts, but these Dwarf units really do need to start to rotate around where possible. Blasting charges are coming in at the zombies, not actually connecting super well there, unfortunately, and the Varghulfs are now going to be causing big problems in the back lines. Ironbreakers are desperately holding the line themselves, but the Varghulfs are going to simply bounce in between combats and continue the slow advance. Varghulfs are just floating, vibing, living their best life, though they need to be careful. Some giant slayers are catching up to them. The Varghulfs are trying to escape, but look at these brave Ironbreakers holding them back. Hold out for the slayers! And the slayers are now going to start hacking and cleaving at the Varghulfs, dragging down a couple of models. Very lucky there, that tank managed to pull out the unit in time, but unfortunately they're diving back in because one guy was trapped on the ground, and the Slayers need to make the most of this and try to finish off those units where possible. Blasting charges are coming in, roasting the zombies for the most part, doing a relatively solid job, but a lot of the Dwarf forces are just idle on this left-hand side. They need to push in and get into combat. We likewise have some Longbeards who are doing a long flank maneuver, need to start pushing forward, surrounding and dragging down this build. How did the Varghulfs fare? Well, they eventually got into the sky. They are down to half HP. There is still all 4 units alive and active, though, which is, you know, certainly going to be a big problem. It looks like the Ironbreakers are still cobying some of those good old blasting charges up and over into the enemy battle line. This is such a weird game with, like, half of each army just kind of chilling for the most part. It looks like Longbeards are going to be coming in for that flank maneuver, but it did take them quite a while. Skeleton Warriors are going to be able to intercept them relatively nicely, but we do have some blasting charges who are lining up some shots as well. Let's see how they fare. Rune of Doom goes down as the charges go in, and they're actually aiming them after the Varghulfs. I mean, they do have a weakness to fire, but I really do not think the blasting charges are going to do anywhere near enough work against them. Graveguard are slowly being dragged down here. You can see the drain effects going down on these troops over here when Helmengorst is all the way on this left-hand side. He is really problematic at the moment. Graveguard getting roasted now by the Ironbreakers. The Mastering of Speed has gone down as well to buff and keep them nice and healthy. Varghulfs don't really know what to do at the moment. They're kind of just vibing in the sky. We're like, we'll let the ground forces take it, and if needed, we can always burst in at the end. A Rune of Wrath and Ruin would be really nice versus this build right now. I do not believe for it came in with the Rune of Wrath and Ruin. Let's double check the standard. Yeah, Rune of Slowness, Rune of Speed, and Rune of Doom. Oh my god, Rune of Wrath and Ruin would carve through this chaff so quickly. Varghulfs are very healthy. The only unit which can deal with them, of course, is the Giant Slayers. Master Engineer is doing some 360 no-scopes into the sky, hitting those Varghulfs, doing some nice work as well. He does have the Fiery Ring, which I would like to see kind of being used now to really clear out these Skeleton Spearmen in the central portion. Longbeards do have a nice round going on, and it looks like Helmengorst has taken massive trouble, actually. Oh my god, what hit him? He is on death's door right now. It looks like the Miners of Blasting Charges mixed in with the Longbeards have done some pretty good work against them. He's actually going to be forced back outwards away from the fight now, but there is no safety. Giant Slayers have started to move up and around if they can use this opportunity to kill Helmengorst, but it looks like he is getting moved back into formation. Rather wise maneuver in there by Tank. Forrick's vibing. They would see the Master Engineers continuing to pick apart Vargeist. I really do think he should be shooting Gorse right now and applying more and more pressure to him. The Dwarfs really going for a slow approach here. It would seem like the Ironbreakers are moving up, though, to unleash some blasting charges, maybe. Nope, they're just going to be standing there and having a whale of a time, allowing the Vargulfs to beat through the Longbeards in the front. Very grindy fight so far. Giant Slayers push through a gap in the enemy line, trying to get to those Vargulfs, but they're just going to find themselves amongst Spearmen. Though the Spearmen are getting very low indeed. Forrick could push on this Necromancer now. We are going to see the first Fire Ring come down. A nice little cast. Not the best cast. It could have obviously come a bit more lengthwise in, but still did some okay damage at the end of the day. Master Engineer, though, no longer has the protection of those Giant Slayers in the back, and this is what Tank was waiting for. Wait for those Giant Slayers to get committed into the main fight. Although the lovely blasting charges coming in once again, and now use them to jump all these units in the back or assassinate the Master Engineer. Lovely little shot comes in there by the White King, doing some good damage to the Giant Slayers. And once again, Helmengorst, the pain in the butt for all elves, humans, dwarves, of all the forces of good and evil, to be honest, is back up to about half HP at the moment. We are going to see a nice little summon come down as Skeleton Warriors, trying to bog in and grind down the Dowie forces. Looks like Vampire counts are now in a state of ascendancy with that balance of power. I think chucking in the Giant Slayers was a big mistake. Could have used them to flank around for sure, but also they were needed in the back line to protect and to kill the Vargulfs, because now they're in the mix of the enemy. They're going to get a lot of kills, up to 110, which is really awesome, but there's no way they can clear through all this chaff by themselves. Longbeards are trying to support where possible. Ironbreakers do have some blasting charges left. Poor little Master Engineer is being gooned out in the back by all these flapping bats who can come in and do some really solid work. The Norgolin Ironbreakers are pushing in. They are relatively healthy for the late game, up to 74 kills as well. White King's going to cause big problems. Forrick Ironbrow is now trying to scrap it out, doing some of those good old left and right Dowie hooks into the Vargulfs, but the Vargulfs will be bullying him quite badly here, particularly because it seems like the Giant Slayers have indeed been dragged down. Vargeist going to be swooping in the back on top of the miners and trying to hunt down the Master Engineers. More Ironbreakers are just vibing in the back for now. Giant Slayers, though, down to 18 models and falling rapidly. I don't think there's any way back in this for the Dwarfs. Forrick is going to retreat back, though, hiding behind his Ironbreaker shield wall. And if there's one thing about Ironbreakers, is they will hold for an absolute eternity as all the other Dwarfs flee around them. The Ironbreakers hold firm, and Forrick charges in once more, axe ready, or hammer ready, I should say, going straight after that Helmengorst Butte. Ironbreakers are lining up to fire some shots here into the mix. It does look like Giant Slayers will be going down here. Ironbreakers still 75 models. A lovely barrage there coming in, roasting a lot of the enemies. Also some of the Ironbreakers, but I believe they don't come in with fire resistance. I always get that mixed up because I swear in lore the armor is like flame resistant, but I may be tripping there, who knows. Ironbreakers moving in once more to help support Forrick at the moment, who's going to be popping a Rune of Speed down on himself to increase his melee attack, and then maybe he will be able to punch back against the Vargulfs, but it is looking like it is going to be 0 and 2 for the Dowie. 0 and 2 for the Dowie. Yeah, Gorst is bugged for sure. Morning, Duck. Hope you're doing well. Thank you, Down Under Blunder. I am doing very well, thank you. Looking forward to seeing some more and more awesome games coming in today. And yeah, it's been a good set of games to kick it off. Falcon won round 1, and it does look like I just don't see any way that Tank can't win this. But the Ironbreakers will hold for a long time, particularly as well the Regiment of Renown, but the Vargulfs are just going to beat the snot out of Forrick here. And even if he manages to punch back, they can fall back and heal quite comfortably. There's no map control anymore for the Dwarfs. The Vargeists are just kind of assassinating that Master Engineer down on the ground. He has now shattered. Armor losses will kick in, and the Dwarfs once again fall. The Dwarfs fall. Yes, yes. Of course it's easy from here. Exactly, exactly. No, still Bonnet is a player who is improving every single time I see him. I believe he is probably, I don't hope he doesn't mind me saying this, one of the oldest players in the game. He does call himself the granddad of the Warhammer universe, and he did a really good job here today, man. I was very impressed with your tournament run, and Tank is a real top tier player, so you did an absolutely fantastic job. And my god, the Regiment Renown Ironbreakers, over 2,200 damage value. Giant Slayers did decent work at the start, but an over-eagerness to chuck them in, I think, in the end was their downfall. But I love the build. This is the most rock and roll build that was in the tournament here to date. Helmgorst, 2.6k damage value, nearly was assassinated. That would have gone very badly for the Counts. If that had happened, they would have lost. I don't think there was any way back in it from there, but luckily he managed to stabilize. Vargeist up in the sky was just a pain in the butt, more so than the damage dealt, but still, 700 damage value here, 700 there, isn't too shabby. The Vargos, very powerful units, 1.1 and 1.1 damage value apiece on those bad boys. But GG's. GG. See you in the next round, Tank. So we'll have Falcons Norskens versus Tanks Counts. That's going to be a very interesting game. But let's quickly look to see who will be up next. It is free throws to kill him, even with heals. Oh, Blasting Charge versus Gorse. Yeah, that wouldn't have been a bad idea whatsoever if you could get nice and close enough. So you guys did think the Counts were going to win that one, and it turns out they did. Let's see who is going to be up next. We do have Burke versus Grombrindal. That is Dwarfs. I can't remember what Burke is playing, so we will have to look. I don't know what's happening with Ice Power and Papra. Cool. It looks like they're arguing over tournament rules at the moment. So we'll do one more game and hopefully it'll be sorted by then. I'll definitely say replay. There's a line between Kite and waiting out to Falcon, blah, blah, blah. I can do. Cool. Looks like Grombrindal wants me to host. That's perfect. So I'm going to host the lobby now. Gromby, and then I can sort out the tournament rules. I believe it was Burke. Miners don't count as range units. Oh, you mean like he had range inferiority with them? Yeah, I suppose so. I suppose so. So, up next, we shall be playing on... Let's go Starling Tomb. Let's go to Starling Tomb. Hey, champ! Hey, we actually get some lizard men in here. So, it shall be lizard men versus Dowie this time. So even more dwarves. The dwarves need vengeance, and if anyone's going to do it, Grombrindal would be a good shout. So who will win? It is Dowie versus Dinos. It's still pretty encouraging that older folks can still compete in Total War Warhammer. Exactly. I mean, it's actually really cool because it's one of those games which does have a bit of an older fan base. I think RTS is quite old school, so it certainly helps out. But yeah, still Bonnet has improved every single time I've seen him. I have hosted a new lobby. Cool. So, on the right-hand side, we're going to have a Gorombi. And the left-hand side, we will have Burke. I've definitely seen Burke in quite a few tournaments. I don't know if I've seen him on live stream yet. It's going to be interesting to see how he plays. Okay, go Swift, please. You are up after this game. Cool, looks like they're going to replay. I don't know what was going on with the attacking roll on that one, but we will move on and hop into this one. I'm ready. Wish you a nice game. Hi, hi, hi. Hello. Quack, quack. Enjoy, gents. Start when ready. Spam skings. I can't remember what Burke's build is. Or Grombrindal's for that matter. Quack, quack, he says. I love the fact he's called Grombrindal White Cat because he found a picture which looks like Grombrindal but is a cat. It's amazing. It's amazing. Yeah, you did good, Tank, though. You did good, man. Your vampire count build's very scary. It's going to be interesting up against the Norskens. I don't know if you saw the first game, which is Falcon's build, which you'll be facing. It's going to be a wild one for sure. I mean, the Frostworm double Manticore versus 4 Vargeist in the sky is going to be a pretty huge factor, I think, though they may just end up kind of nulling and voiding each other a little bit. Just a little bit. I don't know if it's a skink spam, Samuel. I'm not sure, I'm afraid. Yeah, of course reflexes help, but game knowledge as well can be equally important, if not more. But compared to something like a first-person shooter, I think Total War's far more accessible. It's a close matchup, Lizardman versus Dowie. Now, of course, these guys had to predetermine their builds. They don't get to pick new builds. They have to stick with the same one for the whole event, which does mean that there could be some big problems, because normally what you'd have to do in this matchup is you have to bring pterodons, right, to counter gyrocopters, just in case your opponent brings a load of kind of air cheese. But in this situation, Grombrindal hasn't been able to prepare that. So, you know, there's a load of different stuff. Actually, I found the cat. Oh, you found it, and he stole it from you. Burke, Chance, his clanmate here. Lovely to see the support. Double Serdon and a million red skinks. That would do pretty good. So hopefully Grombrindal's PC will keep it together. We've had problems on stream before where his PC won't load us into the lobby. But I am hopeful. I'm hopeful that it will work. Fingers crossed. If not, we'll get him to host and we'll just hop in. And hope that'll work a little bit better. It does normally take a little while to load in, but just fingers crossed that we're not going to be stuck here for, you know, for an eternity. Oh, no, we're in. Thank God. Oh, praise the old ones. They had a plan, and that plan was awesome. So, we have Burke representing the mighty clan of GGX, I believe. Oh, no. No. Survive. Survive, I believe. And you look at these skinks frozen like stone warriors at the moment. Hopefully the lag goes. Oh no. Let's have a little look, see how these guys are doing. No, they are all frozen. Okay, we'll give them a couple of like minutes to see if it like stabilizes. Because that is very laggy right now. Of course, these guys are connecting from different parts of the universe, so we will have to see, but hopefully it will sort itself out. Okay, it looks like it is stabilizing a little bit. Okay, good news, good news. So, we have skink cohorts on the flanks. We have skink javelins in the center, surrounded by a spear and shield wall. We have sword swords in the front, sword spears on the flanks. We have a load of chameleon skinks. 1, 2, 3, 4, in fact. And in the back, we have double arc of Sotek. What a champ. This is actually a really good tactic now. It used to be a meme, but double arc is actually a real serious threat. We do have one unit of Cold One Spear Riders in the back. We have a little caster, and he is going to be bringing in a Manticore Summon and Flock of Doom. And leading the line, we have Oxyotl, who some people will tell you is good against dwarves. I personally disagree. Yes, the dwarves cannot catch him, but he can't really do much damage to any key dwarf targets due to the fact he does magic damage. For the forces of the mighty Grombrindal, we have Rangers, a couple of units in fact a load of Rangers. 4 units of Rangers. We have Iron Breakers, which is the Regiment Renown again. We have Thunderers, Bugman Rangers, Miners of Blasting Charges, Double Slayers in the back, and it is of course going to be Thoric Ironbrow making his 3rd debut in 3 games on the stream. But the dwarfs are currently 2 losses, no wins. So can Grombrindal turn that around? We'll have to wait and see. The old ones do not plan for poor netcode. It is true, but they did plan for glory, and it looks like glory is what we shall have. Good luck, have fun. Were the battle cries from both the players. Always good to see some good sportsmanship. Oxyotl going to be lining up some shots now. He will do next to nothing to Thoric due to the fact he has, I believe it's 40% magic resistance or something insane. Yeah, 40% magic resistance, which is wild. Blasting charges and archer shots are being used on the chameleon skinks. Now, how do you do with chameleon skinks? I find so many people like really annoyed with them. They got missile resistance. They're in skirmish mode. Just shoot them. Just shoot them. They are very squishy, so though they do have all of these things to help boost them, shooting them really is honestly a completely logical solution. Is just obliterate them from long range. So the Lizardman forces continue to advance in a rather narrow formation, looking to go right up the gullet of this Dowie build. We do have a Manticore Summon in the front here. Thunderers do need to be shot down. They are the main threat to this Lizardman build and this double arc of Sotek. And it looks like the Manticore is going to be diving in straight after the Miners, it would seem, rather than the Thunderers. Maybe to stop them throwing blasting charges as the Saurus Warriors do indeed approach. Fork's going to be moving forward just to tank. The best thing for the dinos to do is ignore him right now. I mean, you can shoot him with chameleons and so forth, and Oxyotl, but yeah, move forward with the arcs. But oh my god, this Thunderer fight is so brutal! Look at the damage! Poor Gary is getting eviscerated from long range. The Thunderers, the Rangers, they are ripping and tearing into the flesh of the Bastildon, who is not having a good day whatsoever. The one on the left, however, is starting to push up into the enemy back line. Manticore has managed to hunt down some of the Bugman Rangers, but is now surrounded by Rune of Doomed Slayers. That's going to be a very swift life for that poor Manticore, who was born into the world simply to die. The Arcosotic has unfortunately shattered at least one of them right now. Norgal and Ironbreakers are actually very good up against beasts like the Arcosotic, due to the fact it has terrible melee attack, and the Ironbreakers have amazing melee defense. We are going to be seeing a buff come down here. It looks like it is a Master Rune of Speed, so plus 45% speed and 24 attack for an extended duration. Load of shots are coming in, trying to focus down at Thoric Ironbrow at the moment. Not the worst idea. If you can try to get rid of that Dowie leadership, you'll be in a good position. Cold ones are bouncing around. We do have skinks on the flanks as well, but the biggest problem is all of this bowline is still well and truly online, and that means any pressure that comes after Thoric in the form of large dinosaurs like the Arcosotic is rather easily going to get eviscerated from long range. Cold ones are going to be swarming in here as well. They do have that lovely anti-large, which will be pretty useful up against Thoric, but unfortunately there are Slayers in there helping to support. Chameleons are continuing to rain in fire. A lovely Flock of Doom goes down, catching 5 units when it should only catch 3, but still, you know, it's still Flock of Doom, going to be very, very powerful. And Thoric does move back after taking quite a bit of pounding there from the arcs, but it looks like both of the arcs did manage to survive, which is good news for us, but unfortunately they are both routing from the battlefield. Cold One Spear Riders were full health when they moved in to assassinate Thoric, and as you can see, that did not go well for them whatsoever. The bow fire is so extreme. Cold One Spear Riders are running for their lives. Buckmans have surrounded the Saurus Spearmen at the moment, a fight they'll be quite happy to take with so much missile support in the back pocket. Saurus Warriors are engaged with the Ironbreakers, which will not go well for the Saurus Warriors. Chameleons trying their best to poke down the back line, but Rangers are very cheap and cost effective, and I also believe they have a bronze shield, and Bugmans will simply regenerate up. I am a big fan of this dwarf build in such a format as this. Oxyotl is being forced back by one Slayer, it would seem, who's really trying to go out with a bit of a bomb here. Unfortunately, he does get decapitated, and he hits a Saurus as he goes down, but does not kill it. A relatively mediocre end for such a mighty Dowie warrior. Another Flock of Doom goes down, catching all the Rangers, really trying to force them off at the moment. Skink Priest is still alive and happy, but I don't know for how long, as Thoric Ironbrow is starting to rear his head a little bit close to the Skinky. Oxyotl is continuing to fire. Master Predator has been popped, and Thoric is starting to take a considerable amount of damage. Let's see how much Oxyotl's done. 820 damage value. Not shabby at the end of the day. Skinks will be pouring in, but yeah, the back line for the Dwarfs is well and truly still online. We have some Skinks trying to whip around the side. More Skinks as well, pushing forward to engage the enemy. It looks like the Lizardmen are trying to throw the kind of long ball Hail Mary here and kill Thoric and somehow win the day. Cube of Darkness does go down on the Ironbrow himself, which is an item which won't be very useful here, because it does reduce his power recharge rate, which unfortunately won't have any effect. Oxyotl, because of that scaling damage, is starting to finally do a decent amount of work to Thoric. We do get a lovely Flock of Doom go down at catching all of the Rangers once more. Is there that many Lizardmen units which can come back? I mean, there's a few. It's mainly in Chameleon Skinks, though, who won't be able to win in the endgame. Thoric has tanked so much damage. It looks like Oxyotl has now been spotted, and all that bowfire is really going to rip into him quite nicely. He's not quite able to get those finishing shots onto Thoric, who is currently on 860 HP. Let's see him do some of his awesome shots. Unfortunately, he is currently coated in blood. That is so many arrows to the side of the face. Oxyotl is a tough little skink, though, and he is going to line up a shot to do a 360 no-scope, and it's going to do some really nice damage to Thoric there, due to that damage scaler. The Dwarves are just going to be pushing forward. Slayers are now getting kited by Chameleon Skinks, certainly not where they want to be. There's also Miners here helping support, as well as some of the Bugman Rangers. Oxyotl, continue to shoot, buddy. Dream that you can slay Thoric Ironbrow and drag low the mighty Dowie Warrior down to shy of 500 HP at the moment. A little pesky skink is doing some good work, but the Ironbreakers are moving in to try to seal the deal here. We do have Saurus Spears chasing down Miners on the flank, trying to force them away from the battlefield, and it looks like the Chameleon Skinks are going to continue to retreat backwards for now, popping 360 no-scopes into the Slayer. Still 27 models left, and all those arrows went into one Slayer, unfortunately. It looks like Arm Losses will kick in, Thoric shall survive, and we will actually have some Dwarfs into the next round, which is pretty cool. Notice how all the dwarfs are using the Falcon Rune of Doom, just saying, oh yeah, Falcon's very powerful. Falcon Rune Doom, for sure. Oh my god, we have Deimos here! The champ, the man, the myth, the meme god legend himself, the lover of tree men. Hope you're doing good, bud. Haven't seen you in a little while. Hope you're all well. Well played to Burke, man. You got really far in the tournament, and losing to Grombrindal is certainly no small feat. And Oxyotl kind of made me eat my own words a little bit there. Still got 1.5 damage value. Not shabby whatsoever. However, the real narrow approach did allow Grombrindal to funnel the majority of these troops, particularly the Arcs of Sotek, who should probably have whipped around the wings, into the killing pit of those Thunderers as well as the Rangers. Now, there wasn't a massive amount of armor piercing from the Dwarfs here. Only the one Thunderer, but only one was needed. 1.1k damage value. Bugman's 1,600, Rangers 600, 700, 600, 650 damage value, all performing so well here. The Ironbreakers didn't do terrible. They were still very healthy towards the end, so 900 damage value is no joke. And the miners, of course, do what miners do. Throw blasts and charges and kill the fools. Thoric Ironbrow up to 951 damage value. GG. See you in the next round, Gromby. Deimos, I will hunt you. I will find you. And put you on a timeout. Bam. I love the enthusiasm of the Darks. Fantasto, Dark Attack. No! Gromby does indeed carry the banner of the die forward. Cool, I think Papra might have qualified. Let's have a look. Yes, it is Papra versus Suave, so Papra did manage to defeat Ice, I guess, in their rematch. Cool, cool, cool. Bam, bam, bam. So I will try and hopefully find their lobby. There it is. So, before we do anything else, let us quickly change the names. We have Suave. And on the other side, we have Papra. He's been doing really good in tournaments recently. I've been very impressed from what I've seen of him. I just realised there's no little versus fin up. Boop. There you go. There you go. I do not know what forces these guys are taking at the moment. GG's, Grombrindal, man, you did good. Are there any scathed in this tournament? There certainly was. I think they have been all taken out at the moment, though. Sad to see Skinks lose, but happy to see Dwarfs finally got a win. Yeah, third time lucky there in the end. It looks like we have Dark Elves versus Beastmen. Hey, guys. Map shall be Galbaraz. So, let's very quickly end the poll. And hopefully set up a new one before they load in. No! What are you doing, YouTube? Let me do stuff. There we go. Cool. Who will win? We have Edgy Elves up against the Moo Tribe. And we'll have to see how this one goes. Who's your money on? Edgy Elves or Moo Tribe? Skaven might be kind of meta since so many people brought dwarfs. Yeah, it would have been really good. What's up, Pantalonade? Hope you're doing good. I actually cast one of your games recently. I think it's out by now. I'm pretty sure it is. I've done a load of videos in advance, so we've got a load of cool stuff coming to you guys. Don't you worry. Next couple of games are very close and competitive. I really did like a meme one, so I thought I'd hit you the serious ones. I dropped one today, actually, which I highly recommend people checking out. It's got Tomb Kings and Norska in the title, so I know it won't do as good as most videos. But it's between Alfredinho and Shidoku, both of ODM, and two fantastic players, so I really do recommend going and having a look at it. Not just saying that because it's obviously my video, but that helps as well. Loopy, the man, the myth, the legend. Hope you're all good today, man. Sad we didn't get to see your Wood Elves in action today. But yes, if you guys are enjoying, feel free to drop a like, by the way, and subscribe, all that good standard YouTube stuff that I am obliged to say. But anyway, let's have a little look at... Oh my god. I forgot it's this build. We have Malice Darkblade. Oh, what a chad. What an absolute chad. So we have Malice Darkblade coming in with the Blood Price, the Demon Curse, and Zarkan or Tazarkan, however you want to pronounce it, so you can turn into the Demon. Sorceress of Fire coming with Fireball and Burning Head. The main battle line will be a mixture, it would seem, of Witch Elves and Bleak Swords and Dread Spears, with a couple of cavalry options as well, triple Dark Rider and triple Scourge Runner Chariot. Should be a pretty good build. Honestly, not terrible up against Beastmen, I wouldn't have thought. And let's see what the mighty Suave has brought to the battlefield. Well, we have the Regiment of Renown Centaurs with Throne Axes, the Grog Hooves of Wolf's Run, and some Centaurs with Great Weapons as well. We have Tuskor Chariots, we have Gore Herds, we have Vestigor Herds dotted all the way along, so nice to see. Blackhorn Ravagers will be getting picked by Suave as well. These guys look really ferocious and badass. Quite good, considering they've been around since Total War Warhammer 1. We have some Razorgore Herds, one on either flank. We have a Brave Shaman of Wild coming in with Traitor King as well. As is that Devolve? Oh my god, I'm never going to see Devolve in action. That's kind of cool. So we get Devolve as a Hex. We have a Gorbel. We have, yeah, that's the same Brave Shaman, good. But I'd say you can only have one on Chariot. And we have Morgur the Shadowgave. So plenty of summons, plenty of powerfulness. It's going to be a good, fun scrap. We do have one unit as well of the Tuskor Chariots. Which is, yeah, I like it. I like this build quite a bit. What's up, Aristo? How's it going, champ? Glad to have you back, man. I don't know where you've been. I'm assuming just busy with uni work. I'm not sure if you finished uni or if you were still doing university. My simple duck brain cannot comprehend. What's up, CG? How's it going, boy? Hope you're well today. Looks like you guys thought the Dinos was going to win the last one, but damn, we have proven you wrong so far. But chat's been pretty good, I think, with your predictions. I think you've been doing relatively well. So... good luck, have fun. Both players are ready to rumble. And the Scourge Runner Chariots are going to be massive here. They can counter the Brave Shaman, the Gorbel, the Razorgores, the Tuskors, the Centaurs. They can counter basically everything, but they are going to have to obviously stay alive. But, of course, Papri does certainly have the micromanagement to do such a thing. He's a very talented player. Likewise with Suave, though. It's going to be tough. Vestigors do eat some shots from the Scourge Runners, who are moving out to this flank, no doubt to push back the Tuskor Chariots, and now focus down the Razorgores. Cool thing here is you can rampage them and drag them into Dread Spears, for example, if you can indeed do enough damage to them. Vestigors might be a little bit hot to handle, but we do have Witch Elves as well as the Firecaster to try to rip and tear through them, and at the end of the day, we have Malice Darkblade. Razorgores need to be really careful here, and this is their problem. So they rampage instantly. What we need to see now is the... oh, such good play. Dread Spears, as if we prophesized this, are now going to be charging into the Razorgores. A good counter to them, and the Razorgores cannot go anywhere, because of course they are rampaging, though some of them are still moving out after those Scourge Runners, but down to about half HP now for some ammo and a tiny bit of damage to some Dread Spears. Really good play so far. Centaurs are looking to maybe crash into the Bleak Sword Shield wall, but they will receive a counter charge from the Dark Riders. No, they decide to flee, and so does the Brave Shaman as well. Centaurs with Throne Axes taking a little bit of poke from the Scourge Runner Chariots. Tuskors are moving into the back lines, however. Malice Darkblade is engaged with the Vestigor Hordes. He is going to be moving back and trying to hunt those chariots where possible. Dark Riders swarming forward to try to surround and bog in this Brave Shaman. Not a bad idea, but we will be getting a fat Overcast Devolve coming in, lowering the melee attack and speed of all of these units. And then we're also going to be getting a Traitor King come in. That is a disgusting combo there, which did so much damage to the Dark Elves here. Scourge Runner Chariots are moving up round the flank though, and they can certainly apply a bucket ton of pressure to this Brave Shaman. Lovely little Burning Head does come in by the old wizardry of the Firecaster, roasting Ungor Herds, Vestigor Herds, and Razorgores, doing some good work. Looks like the Dark Elves will be able to come back into the fray. Scourge Runner Chariots continue to poke here. It looks like Centaurs are all running for their lives, although some good micromanagement so far with the Brave Shaman has kept him alive and active. Malice is about to receive a rather nasty visit from the pesky Gorbel, who's cleaving that mighty axe to try to dish out the damage to Malice, who certainly does not want to take this fight on. But there are Witch Elves here helping support, as well as Bleak Sword, so maybe it is his time to shine. Squadron Chariots are going to come in now and do some shooting, hopefully, into the back of the dome of that Gorbel. Very close game so far. Bounce Power says it is the Beastmen favour, but I think that is generally because Beastmen get a ridiculous advantage on that Balance of Power. The Chaos Spawn have been summoned, and they're going to be used to pin in the Squadron at Chariots. Really lovely cast there by Suave, although it looks like good micromanagement is going to mean they do get to fall back rather quickly. The Brave Shaman is currently hunting down the Sorceress of Fire, and on Chariot is going to do far more damage than the Sorceress can do in return. Sisters of Singing Doom will be pushing forward. Now, where is Malice Meanblade? It looks like he is no more. We have Zarkan here instead. Come in with his glorious spells. The Demon Curse has gone down, and Reaper of Souls followed up by a Burning Head, roasting the infantry. But we are on a ticking timer now. Malice needs to get his damage in while he is still alive, because of course his HP will drain and he will start to fall. Sorceress of Fire once again is engaging the Brave Shaman, forming fire out of thin air to slash at his throat, but Morgor the Shadowgate does push over to help support. Where is the mighty Malice? Where you gone, Malice? Oh, he's just hunting. He is hunting hard now for the Brave Shaman, who is out of control. Both summons of the Chaos Spawn have been used. The Dark Elves just need to bide their time because the rest of the Beastmen force is running for its life. Can Malice survive, and can the Chaos Spawn be outlived? That is going to be very crucial indeed. Where's our boy Malice? He's getting very danger low, which is a big problem. Dueling all those Chaos Spawn as well as the Gorbel, then leadership could become a big problem in the later stages of the game, particularly because the Shadowgate carries a absurd amount of balance of power in his favour. Swords of Fire is falling back at the moment. Squadron Chariots are still all alive and continuously coping shots in. Malice is trying to go out with a roar rather than a whimper, and it looks like he will better catch the Brave Shaman and do some okay damage there, but he's getting very danger low HP-wise, at least to say the very least there. Chaos Spawn are starting to dissipate a little bit, but one unit is still going strong. Squadron Chariots are falling back at the moment. Looks like they're going to be hit by a Traderkin, and I think that is going to be game. Malice Darkblade carried all the way to the quarterfinals, but unfortunately could not seal the deal here, and is slain by a roly-poly attack. Sad news for Mimus Chadblade, Thai guy, but he did a pretty good job. What's up, Zach? Hope you're doing good today. Hope you're all good in the hood. Lovely to see you here. You never truly lose if you pick Malice. It's true. It's true, it cannot be denied. Malice only 400 damage value, but that does not include the damage value he got when he transformed into Zarkan. I really wish they would add that in so you could see both. 69 kills, that Sorcerer of Fire knew exactly what she was doing. 1,000 damage value there. Bleak Swords kind of got run over a little bit. The Witch Elves likewise didn't get the best damage value, kind of 600 and 400. Squadrons did really good. I mean, not the biggest value, but they really did break up a lot of the Beastmen force, but all the heavy hitters were still in the fight. Morgor with 600 damage value, 1.6 on the Brave Shaman, that is disgusting. 2 grand value as well on the Gorbel. Infantry, of course, didn't do that good. I mean, the best scores perform the best, which you would expect, as their name suggests, but a 780 damage value and 500 isn't exactly world-breaking. Just shy of 1,000 damage value on the Tuskor Chariots. I'm sure that's going to go down well. And the Grog Hooves, 755 damage value. GG. So, up next, it shall be Falcon versus Tank, which is going to be good fun. There's Raptor's like, Zach, it's good to see you, buddy. So, bam, 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 bam. Let's see if Falcon and Tank have made a lobby. If not, I can indeed hop into one. Beep, beep, beep. Oh, there is one. Tank Boy versus Falcon. So, let's quickly change the names to Falcon, who is bringing the Norscan forces here in this first semi-final, up against Tank and the dreaded Vampire Counts. Should be some good fun. I'm actually very excited to see how this battle unfolds. Let's do a quick little vote. So you guys thought it was going to be 50-50. It was actually a very close game. It was a very close game, I must agree. So who will win? We have Norska, or we have Counts. Boop. And there we go. Chad Blade never truly dies. I agree 100% with that statement. Come on, I see 19 likes and 67 of us in chat. Let's punch that like button to help our duck out. Thank you. I think there is more likes than that, luckily. Sometimes it doesn't, like, update as you go, basically. Boo, boo, boo. So I was reading through messages, making sure we were all good to continue, and we are. So we can hop in. Looks like pretty 50-50 on the votes so far. Yes, Zach, what are you drawing right now? Make sure to leave it in the Discord when you get the chance. So, map shall be... Oh, looks like they're ready to go on Schlosshafen. That's fine. That is an equally good map, I suppose, as any. More a chieftain on foot or I'm out of here. I'm afraid, Emperor, these guys cannot change their builds. It's a one-build battle royale. You pick a faction, you pick an army, and you stick with that army for the duration of the entire tournament. Falcon does indeed have a chieftain, but it is the coolest of all chieftains, Wolfric the Wanderer, on his chariot, which I've been seeing far more picked recently. Seems like chariots are really the in thing. So no mammoth, I'm afraid. Question for you, why are so many people not using Wood Elves anymore? Wood Elves are still very good. They are slightly nerfed maybe, but they're a very, very micro-intensive faction. And in this format, they're not very good. I actually did bring Wood Elves. We had a really good first game, managed to qualify against Dilatron, I believe. But then we ran into Dwarfs, right? And we just couldn't do anything with the build we had, which is kind of the fun and joy of this. I know some people want this to be more of a round-robin style of event, which I will look into doing, but it's not a serious event. You know, you bring a fun build and you give it a go, and you're going to get some bad matchups, you're going to get some good matchups, bad maps, good maps, you get a little bit of everything. But anyway, to recap those guys who have joined late on the builds, as we have already seen these, Triple Marauder Horsemen from the Norscans, we have the Beast of Tashnar, Marauders, as well as, I think it's just basic Marauders along the line, couple of great weapon ones to back them up, Wolfric the Wanderer on Chariot, a Shaman Sorcerer with Final Transmutation, going to be very good against this build. We have a double Theramantical and a Frostworm. For the forces of the Counts, the air game is strong. 4 units of Vargeist with, of course, the ability to heal, something the Norscans definitely lack. Double Vargulf, we have a Necromancer on Corpse Cart, White King, as well as Helman Gorst himself on a Corpsey. Loaded Skeleton Warriors in the middle, and I believe no Graveguard, but of course Gorst does come in with that Graveguard summon. Final Transmutation will catch the entirety of this build, which is something I think Tank should be very worried about. But if he can snipe that Sorcerer, he'll be in a good position. I think the Sorcerer may be on horseback. Let's have a look. No, they're on foot. Okay, so they do have a long trek to get towards the enemy. They got a bit of a trek. Yeah, I feel like Wood Elves, you kind of go all in on one way or the other. Like, you can go Mass Glade Guard and sit back and shoot. You can go Way Watchers, or you can go Rush. I went Rush. It was really fun. Something a bit scalier. Oh, Zach. Zach, if this is some form of Lizard Man, I will be a happy ducky indeed. I mean, Glade Guard spam's actually very good against Dwarfs as well. It's, at the top level, it's a Wood Elf favored matchup for sure. It is so hard for the Dwarfs to deal with. Just Max Glade Guard, Way Watchers. Okay, looks like they're saying good luck, have fun, so I'm going to have a sip of my drink. I always forget to drink in these ones and, like, read chat and stuff because it's so, like, quick and rapid fire compared to a normal event. Where obviously it's like a best of 3, people are picking factions, building builds. Instead it's just pop in, non-stop action, and we go straight away. This seems like the perfect patch to make serious tourneys. We've done a few. We've done a few. It's not Warhammer. No, Zach! My little duck heart's been crushed, I tell you. Crushed! So the Horsemen might want to use their Phalanxes on the Vargeist if they can indeed engage with them, but the Vargulfs could also be relatively problematic. Very interested to see how this has played out. I mean, we have the breath attacks, but for Vargeist, they really do pack quite a punch. So it's going to be interesting to see how that works out. Horsemen are indeed going after the Vargulfs. Seems like tanks are trying to use them as bait because they can regenerate. A lovely gaze comes in, but it only just clips the Frostworm. Good little juke by Falcon, avoiding the majority of the damage. Varghulf is going to have to run back and lick its wounds. I think that was a little bit mistimed. It wasn't able to dodge the spell, unfortunately. We do get the Liber Noctis going down. However, it looks like... What's this? Wait, we have a second gaze straight away? Going after Wulfric, and oh my god, I'm down to about half HP. How can he cast that twice? What is this madness? Oh, minus 60 ability recharge. Oh my god, that's disgusting. That's just like Arkham with his double Spirit Leech. Lovely little shot, really caught Falcon off guard this time, and Wulfric is getting a little low. Thronaxes are aiming up at the skies, trying to drag down the Vargheists, doing some damage to them. It certainly would be rather helpful for the Manticores in the sky. Marauders are starting to engage on all fronts. You can see a nice surround coming in, but Tank's not going to be having any of it. He's pushing his Varghulfs to one side of the formation, looking to crump it as quickly as possible. Up in the skies, the fight of the Manticores as well as the Frostworm is well and truly underway, but we do have Throwing Axe support, which is definitely going to be needed here if they're going to seal the deal. But, oh, this is such a nice play. You think you have me surrounded? It is you who is surrounded. An Overcast Final Transmutation is met, though, with an Overcast Invocation in the Heck to try and heal these units up. I don't know if that is actually going to be enough, though. Big Boat does come down the line, roasting at some Skeleton Spearmen and really drain them quite nicely. That was a lovely Final Transmutation to try to win the Air Core. And yeah, the Invocation Heck did not, I repeat, did not do anywhere near enough. Manticores are rampaging those, so Falcon will lose control of them, which could be problematic. But if we can keep them alive, they're going to be great for sniping the Necromancer and sniping Helm and Gorse. But there is the Varghulf bodyguards to be considered here. Bounce power is in the Norscan favour at the moment. Beast of Tashnar as well, going to be very good here. And it looks like the White King is getting hunted down by the Manticores. Frostworm is going to go with them. He's a bit of a kind of knight in Jon Snow army here. He's like, well, they've gone, I've got to go with them. And is going to jump the White King, trying to do some relatively decent damage. Wulfric is up to 188 kills with his boats, which is very impressive. Oh no, just mistimed. Tiny mistimed there. That was going to be a really nice catch on the Marauders there by the White King. Chariots are starting to swarm in. Wulfric needs to be incredibly careful. Both the Varghulfs are beating the living snot out of him right now. He cannot stand here and tank this damage for too long. On the right-hand side, it looks like Necromancer is being gooned out. No, it's the White King. Even better news for the Norscans there. Wulfric is danger low right now. He's trying to turn his chariot round, but he's getting punted all over the place by the double Varghulfs. And this is a massive misplay right now. If Wulfric stays alive, the Norscans are in a huge state of advantage right now. But Wulfric is going to get forced off. He should be able to rally, though, and come back into the fight. That is a big, though, problem for the Norscans. It's going to be their lack of leadership. And we are going... Internet crashed. Cool. Well, such a good moment as well. Oh my god, I hate my internet company. Yeah, they're still playing. We're going to have to wait to see what the result was. Yeah, Steam died. My frickin' internet drops out for about, like, 2 seconds, but it crashes everything every bloody time, and we phoned them up about it multiple times, and like, oh no, we'll sort out the problem, and they never blimmin' do. So, I will get Falcon to send me the replay and we can cast that. It's so annoying. It doesn't even happen every day. It just happens randomly. Can you send me replay when you are done? My internet kicked me out. Cool, well, we'll wait on that, because that game looked like it was coming to the kind of very end of it there. You also need to crash out for 2 weeks. It literally crashes for like 2 seconds, but just do it randomly, like during the day. So if I'm streaming, like if I'm not streaming, I won't notice it, because it's such a shortcut. It won't even take me off like a web page I'm on, and I can like bounce between different web pages fine. But because I'm streaming, it will crash the stream. And obviously it doesn't like doing that for Total War, so it kicks me out of Total War as well. It's very frustrating. The suspense, we don't know. We don't know who won. Yeah, we might just have to get a new modem. I don't know. We have a ridiculously expensive one. It's like a gaming one. Which helps with streaming. But we'll see. We'll have to look into it. It happened to Logic as well the other day. So it looked like it was nearly done. So we will hop in and just fast forward to that point of the battle. So I'm just looking for the fin. Cool. Like I just talking about what happened in one of the other games we should be fin. Having cable over Wi-Fi? We have cable. We have a cable. Yeah, we've got cable. Oh, of course, yeah. If your landlord's choosing your Wi-Fi, they're just going to go for the cheapest, crappiest option. Sad duck noises, indeed. Indeed. So they're still playing. I'm surprised the game was going on that long. I mean, Wolford going down probably would have prolonged it, but I do think the Norskins were in a massive state of advantage. Like, massive. Looks like you guys are 55% Norska right now. I don't know. I don't want to skip over this, though, and just go into the next game. Which will be a Suave versus Grombrindal. Let me quickly put Suave through on challenge. And we will have the final. So we still do have half a game, and then 2 games to go. Looks like they are still going at it. What's probably happened is if he died there, the Norskins are probably like just struggling to hold on, and Falcon might be kiting with the Horsemen to try to finish off Helm Gorst or something. But seriously, do not underestimate the power of Gorst. In certain matchups, he's still terrible because where you need like mobility, for example. But yeah, like in this type of format, he is probably the best Lord. Big bats were still online. I think all 3 bats died. I think all 3 bats died from the final transmutation. What's up, Blackthorn? Hope you're doing good today, champ. We're just waiting for Tank and Falcon to finish their game because my internet decided to crash because it's so good. It's so top tier. And we crashed at such an awesome moment as well. Like, Wolfric, I don't know why he jumped in. Wolfric was fighting the double Vargulfs. Oh, you mean the Vargulfs were still alive? Sorry, the Vargulfs, yes. I mean, they could not by getting cycle charged by the Manticores, but if they rampaged, which was definitely an opportunity, yeah, you're right. But then again, another final transmutation and it would be all over. But yeah, Wolfric, I was running and just had to eat some shots in the back with a gaze and a gash, but Falcon moved Horsemen in the way to try to catch the shots, and some of them caught the shots, but I think some of them might have made it through as well, so we'll have to wait and see. I can't believe the game's still going on. It was like very close to the end. Let's see. No, they're still playing. Oh my god. I don't know what's happening. I have no idea what's happening in that game. I'm excited to find out what's happening, though. Oh, let me go grab my phone charger set, guys. I'll be back in 2 seconds. I shall leave Blackthorn in charge. My phone's down to 1% battery. Tank tilted as Draw Chitin, says Aristodamos. I mean, Draw Chitin with Gorst probably isn't the best idea in the universe, I must say. All ahoy. Yeah, we're just literally waiting for this game to finish, then we can hop in and see the replay. Which I'm very excited for. There we go, they have finished. Yep. Let's just hop and let them know. So Blackthorn, you've got a joke since you're in charge. I ever assumed my position, but hey. Can you send replay? I got booted out part way through. If the internet does it again, I will get everyone to play their games, and we will just do replays, because if the internet crashes, I can just pause the game. No jokes allowed, only duck praises. I love it. I love it. Praise the almighty duck gods. Cool, we'll see if they want to send the replay. It'd be cool to see it. See how it turned out. We take things seriously here. This is a strict YouTube channel. It's a pretty hardcore channel, to say the least. It is very hardcore. So, hopefully either Falcon or Tank can send the replay across. Let's message Tank. Total War is serious business. I mean, it's called Total War. Hope you're not laughing. Things gonna change around here. So, we have Beastmen left, Dwarfs left as well in the second semi-final. So maybe the Dwarfs can make it to the final after all. But we'll have to see which came out of this one. Awesome, awesome. Have been sent the replay now. Let's load it into the game. Apologies about the wait, guys. I unfortunately have not yet murdered my internet providers. Let's hop out. And bam. Okay, so we have Tank versus Falcon. We'll fast forward, obviously, to the part of the battle we managed to get to. I can't stop laughing. Raptor, mutiny now. Oh no. Cue the laugh tracks. Yes, Caligar, we still have one Dowie player left. There was like 6 who signed up. 3 of them made it to the quarterfinals. Only 1 made it through to the semi-finals. I feel like Dwarves can be a little bit risky. So, we've already seen the start of this battle. We know exactly what we want to know. Did Wolfric the Wanderer survive his big old shot from the gaze of Nagash? So, we can fast forward quickly and get back to where we were, and then we can kick this off again. Man, the gaze of Nagash sniping potential is so strong. It's so powerful. So, bam, 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 bam. Varguy's jumping in and out, getting absolutely wrecked by the final transmutation. Wolfric, kind of Leroy Jenkins approaching, was a bit of a problem in the mid-stage of this battle, where he jumped after the Vargulfs. So, here we go. Here we go, I can feel it. So, Wolfric does charge in here, take an absolute hammering, though he did tank damage relatively well, and he started to run away. At this moment, the gaze of Nagash, Helm, and Gorse lined up a shot into the back of Wolfric, but you can see Falcon pulls back his horseman, looking to try to save him. Shots come through, but it looks like 2 did connect. Wolfric does actually live, but he's down to a pretty low leadership at the moment, so he may not even be able to come back here, which would be a bit of a disaster because his boats could be quite nice. We have some summons dueling with the Marauders. The great weapons are now surrounding the Necromancer, and it looks like all of the hero core for the forces of the Vampire Count are dealt with, but the double bats swooping in are beating the snot right now out of the Frostworm. We do have the Beast of Tashnar, though, who will be very good at dealing with the Vargulfs if they can get on top of them without any chaff support. Looks like the White King does indeed go down. We have a load of thrown axes still as well. They want to really target down either Hellman or the Vargulfs. It's really tough to say which one you want to go for, but there's a lot of crazy creatures on the approach right now. Beast Tashnar are just vibing on the flank. It looks like the Horseman will continue to dart backwards and fall away. Lovely breath attack does hit Hellman. He is very very shaky right now, but his HP is still relatively stable. And a lot of the Norscan forces are unfortunately breaking and running. Look at these horsemen, how far away they are from Gorse, and they still get hit there by that ability. They are going to kite backwards though and continue to shoot into the Gorsemeister, looking to finish him off right now. And the single entity Goon Squad is going to swoop down and go after that assassination attempt on the Hellman himself. But we're going to see a zombie summon as well as the Vargulfs. Beast of Tashnar are well and truly in there now. They should do some good work, but my god, all these horsemen are currently being drained. They're throwing the axes in, trying to drag down Helmengorst at all costs. But look at our boy, he is tanking the damage right now, continuing to go strong. We do need to see another final transmutation, catching all of these units, I think, as the chariots do roam quite happily through the zombies on this left-hand side. Great weapons are pushing forward. The Frostworm does get dealt a pretty bad blow there. Scholar Shielding goes off. Manticores as well are going to fall back. Now, the Manticores are very powerful beasties, but they, of course, lack healing that the Vampire Council do have. A lovely breath attack does go down to Helmengorst. Looks like he might be assassinated here, and we do have a lot of thrown axes left to try to deal with the Vargulfs in the later stages of the game. Manticore needs to assist in killing Helmengorst, so he needs to get him off the field as quickly as possible. Balance power is in favour of the Norscans. Wolf of the Wanderer does return. He can, of course, drop a Hunter Champions down on the Gorsemeister, but he flees before he even manages to get back. Thrown axe ammo is running pretty danger low at the moment. Helmengorst somehow still tanking, trying to Tokyo Drift where possible. But yeah, he looks like he is most likely going to be going down now, unfortunately. Thrown axes are looking rather thin on the ground. We do get one last spell coming in, looking to snipe Wolf of the Wanderer, and he does eventually get his ultimate treat to them. That can actually be pretty huge because the leadership of the Norscans is going to waver quite a bit off that. Helmengorst is very slowly crumbling right now. He's basically going to get near his healing cap. That's kind of wild. Down to 90 HP, but still just about staying on. Horsemen are trying to bait some attacks in and wait for the Gorsemeister to fall. We have some chariots, we have some infantry, but the double Vargulf is going to be quite a big threat alongside that Necromancer. And oh my god, Helmengorst is alive? He's still alive. His leadership's -5 right now. I think he may indeed go all the way to his healing cap. A lot of the Norscan forces are being pushed back. Frostworm is on the approach, and maybe we have one last breath attack in here. The Shaman Sorcerer, unfortunately, cannot outrun the double Vargulf. Chariot's going in to try to kill Gorst, and he is still 0 leadership, despite the fact he's on 21 HP right now. He is still fighting, but down eventually he goes. Still, though, double Vargulf is going to be quite a big threat. Big breath attack is going to catch the Necromancer. Looks like it's going to eviscerate him in holy frost magic there. And it is just the double Vargulfs versus the world. We have a lot of Marauders who can come back to the battlefield. The Horsemen have only 1 ammo left on this unit, none on the other 2. But we have the Beast of Tashnar who do come in with a lovely anti-large there, looking to surround the Vargulf to try to finish him off. Best way here for Falcon to do this is really target down one of the Vargulfs and get it killed before going after 2. Now, if this was any other faction apart from an undead faction, this game would be won, as the Vargulfs do go below their leadership and be chased off the battlefield. But they come in with the dreaded crumbling mechanic instead, and they're doing a good job holding the line. Thrown axes do come in, trying to get some nice damage, but I think the Vargulfs might do this. They've got so much terror on the line. With Wulfric down, I mean, if there's a final transmutation, maybe. But look at this Norscan build just crumble around us and kind of fall apart and run away in all different directions. I think the Vargulfs guys might catch this. Their leadership has managed to stabilize at the moment. More Marauders are chucking their bodies on the line. The probably best bet here is to slowball this if you're the Norscans and save up for a final transmutation. Probably. And I don't know. It's very close still. It's very close. Tank. CJ, thank you so much for spoiling it, if that is indeed the case. If so, you will be getting banned, buddy, from this stream, because of course we don't like to see people spoil results, but I don't know. Vargulfs are currently still struggling quite a bit. Chariots are falling back. Frostworm probably needs to start cycle charging, but it's hard to do. There's no support. I'm very surprised all these Marauders are still running away, despite the fact their leadership is currently -1. Oh, such a shame. Just -1 there. We could get one last final transmutation, possibly. Horsemen are chucking their bodies on the line to try to save the Metal Caster, as the Frostworm is biding his time up in the skies, maybe waiting for that final transmutation so he can charge in at the same time, looking to break the backbone of the double Vargulfs here. Horsemen are falling back in all directions. The chariots are pushing forward, looking to engage with the Vargovs, but coming clattering in, not going to do too much damage, a rather limp charge there. Shaman Sorcerer Metal is kiting backwards at the moment. I'm very surprised these Marauders didn't rally. It looks like, just like I say, that one unit did rally, and all the Marauders are going to be falling back in different directions. The Horsemen will unfortunately have to put their bodies on the line to deal with the double big bats. The Frostworm up in the sky, of course, 21 kills, has done a good job so far. This poor little Shaman Sorcerer trying to leg it. I wonder how close he is to a final transmutation. Dragon does look to bait in a charge, but does fall back. Now is the time to go in, now that the Vargovs are isolated from each other. Lovely little pick up there by Falcon, and we are going to get a final transmutation popped as well. Looks like this Vargolf does manage to try to escape, and he does in fact get out of the final transmutation there. So only one Vargolf shall be caught. Looks like armor losses shall be catching up, and Tank will be moving on to the finals of this tournament. Yes, yes. Rip Vargolfs. I mean, the Vargolfs managed to hold the ground just about. Just about there. Cue the laughing track, indeed. So, Tank does manage to move through. Helman Gorse, the MVP of this tournament so far, I think. 2.7 damage value, my god. That is some scary stuff. 97 kills, 19k damage dealt. Really good display by Tank, and I think he was massively on the back foot during the middle part of that battle. So well played to you, champ, for dragging yourself back into this one with a really good performance. Varguys got sniped out early on. No value on them. The double Vargovs, though, 2.1 and 2.1 damage value apiece. Beautiful Vargolf play. I do think if Wulfric did not commit to that fight, though, it could have been a different story, because you could have hunted Gorst and finished him off a little bit quicker whilst keeping the Norscans in line. Despite that, though, Wulfric still got over 200 kills, over 16k damage dealt, 845 damage value. He put on a really solid performance. The Shaman Sorcerer Metal got 1.6k damage value with some nice final transmutations there. And yeah, across the board, pretty average damage value. I mean, the Horsemen with Throne Axes did good. 1.4, 1.1, 1.2 damage value. The Norscan Warhounds, unfortunately, weren't enough to tear down the enemy. And the Frostworm, 2k damage value. I like that quite a bit. 1.2 on the Manticore and 634. Well played. Well played indeed. Remain in 2 versus 3, 4, 5. Yeah, came down to those large entities. This is replay. Yeah, we had to go back and show the replay because we got kicked out as well. So CJ, mate, that is going to be your one and only warning. If you do spoil games again in the future, you will be banned from commenting on the streams, dude. So keep that in mind. So yeah, keep that in mind, bro. So well played, though. Very well played to both these lads. And we will be moving on to the next semi-final, which I believe shall be Grombrindal versus, I believe they get Suave off the top of my head. I don't know if they've hosted one, so let's host up. It shall be Suave versus Gromby. Let's try and get these lads in. And the map we shall play on is going to be... What was I looking for? I was looking for one of the maps. It was not Troll Country, I think it was... Oh, there we are, Valley of Thieves. Cool. So we can get Suave and Gromby in here. Oh, looks like they're already on the way. Hello, lads! Hey! Well done on getting this far. And one of these will be taken on Tank in the final. But which one shall it be? We'll have a poll to see if you guys can decide in your mind eyes on which one is going to happen. So, you guys thought Nautical was going to win that one. They did, unfortunately, just fall short. Hello, Rubber Duck. Really enjoying your streams. That was a great game to watch. Quack, welcome, Red Lion Free. Hope you're having a good time. Hope you are indeed having a good time. So, who will win? We have the Beastmen, or the Moo Herd, versus the Dowie. And we will change the scoreboards quickly to Suave. Let's move that across. And Gromby on the left. Well played to Falcon, though. Unfortunately, he will be biting the bullet here. I thought he really took that game by the scruff of its neck, but eventually it did get dragged down by the two mighty beasties. So, boo. And let's load in. Cool, looks like guys are ready to rumble. So let's hop straight into this one. Oh, sorry, I was reading the last message. It looks like you guys think so far it's actually pretty close. A lot of people voting for the dwarves. I mean, when Grombrindal is playing the dwarves, you can never count them out. But this is a very bad matchup for them all round. Like, very bad. He's got quite a nice long-range build, so it will be able to focus down a lot of the big targets that the Beastman can bring if he can protect them, and that is a very big if right now. Let's have some lovely little water. Go, Gromby, go, screams his clanmate for Poland. Of course, Grombrindal was the head of the Sons of the Mountain, which is a very cool-sounding clan, by the way. And they normally focus around Dowie mains, but there was a load of players in there who do not play dwarves as well. Or at least do not kind of main them, I suppose, is the best way of putting it. Let's have a nice little stretch while we wait for these guys to load in. It's been a fun tournament. I really enjoyed this one. I enjoyed playing in it as well. I know Sotek does host these tournaments now and again. He isn't for quite some time, unfortunately, because I'd love to play in them more. That's why I actually played in this one today. The one build Finn really does pique my interest. We'll probably do another one next week. That's how much I've been enjoying it. We'll try and get the DVDs going as well. But maybe we'll save the one build tournament. Maybe we won't do one next week, but the week after, and we'll do like a faction war or something instead, which will probably be invitational. I'm not sure. I'll have to figure that out. I will have to figure that one out. Might even be able to do that Thursday. So there probably won't be a stream tomorrow, but there'll be a stream Thursday. And I may stream my point of view on Friday as well of Logic's tournament. So lots of streams coming at you, nice, fast and thick there. Bucket ton of streams. Stream of life for me. Yeah, the crumbling is, I mean, it's fine. It is accounted into the cost, of course, of the undead factions. So we can't complain too much about crumbling, but it is a mechanic I think needs adjusting. I think it's a very annoying mechanic all around. But I'm sure many of the undead players will heavily disagree with me there and that it's needed, so... I mean, you can't have them running away, of course. For Karaz, Karak screams Kelligar Ironfist. Just waiting for these lads to load him. Oh no, who's going to win this one? I really don't. I mean, who would Tank rather face in the final? The Beastmen of Traitorkin, which is very scary, but he's got a nice air force to goon out such characters. And then on the other side against the Dwarf, they've got a lot of range and could perhaps kite a little bit. But the Vargeist are a really nice counter. I do think Tank's build's actually relatively well designed to deal with either of these foes in the finals when we get to that point. Yeah, exactly, Tank. The low leadership, as well as the cost, kind of comes into account for the crumbling. I still personally hate crumbling. I think it's a very annoying mechanic. And I think it does need to be in the game, however, but maybe just, you know, make stuff crumble a tiny wee bit faster. But yes, you are right. The lack of leadership does come into play, which is actually why things like Iron Drakes can be pretty good against counts, because you can get them to like 0 leadership and start crumbling very, very quickly. Let's have another little sip of our drink. Looks like the players are starting to load in. If the internet does do the annoying thing again, I'm just going to get the players to play this game and the final. We'll probably do some quick battles or something while we wait, and then we'll show them as replays, because I don't want to keep dropping out of games, obviously. But fingers crossed it shouldn't happen. Touch wood. Just touch my desk there. Come on, Gromby, I believe in you. Actually, I think Suave as well as Gromby sometimes struggle to load into games, so fingers crossed. Fingers crossed. Beep, beep, beep. Let's hope these guys are hopping in a second. But Tank, which one of these guys would you rather face if you recognise the builds in the final? You have the option of Beastmen or Dowie. Which one do you think your build will be better against? Make a cooking stream, Rubber Duck of War? I mean, the problem is it would just be me, like, buying bread, pin it on the table and just eating it. You know, I'm a duck, man. We eat bread. Bread for life. Although I can't remember what I've got for food tonight. Oh, I'm doing like a... Oh, I'm doing such good food. I'm doing so good. I've got a, like, Mexican rice, like, one-pan dish. So it's like rice with salsa, all the sauces and flavours. Mixed them with chopped peppers, got bean sprouts, got a little bit of cabbage, I think, to throw in there as well. Chicken. Oh, it's going to be so good. I'm so excited. I would prefer Beastmen, actually. The Dowie build are very hard to deal with for vampire counts. Yeah, I think your Var guys, Vargors guys will be very important in that matchup. And if these guys are struggling to load them, looks like there might be a little bit. They are trying their damnedest, though. I am hopeful. I mean, the top left bit's loaded in, which normally means the players are about to load in, but with these PCs, you can never be too sure. I can hear the dwarf build. How's that? I thought I could hear the dwarf build. I've lost where we are, like, on the map. I could definitely hear, like, screaming. Yes. Sounds like the dwarfs are in and the beastmen in. I do not hear the beastmen, so it might be Suave's side that's not loaded in. Unfortunately. Or he's struggling to load him. We'll see if he can pop in. It's not connection, it's like their PC. I'm not saying their PCs are bad, it's just, yeah, like this happens a few times. We can get Grombrindal to start a new lobby. I mean, I can't, if we can't quit right now, so we have to wait this out, Gromby. But yeah, if you've loaded in but can't actually load, we'll just get you to host the lobby and pray that works better. Discord Duck versus Rubber Duck, who wins? Rubber Duck all day, man. Rubber Duck all day. Nothing like Rubber Duck in the flesh, you know? Compared to my Discord face. I think the game's just trying to load all the bugs properly. I mean, this is a bug, unfortunately. Some of the maps are unplayable right now as well. They just crash, but not everyone's PCs, just certain people's PCs. It's wild. It is wild. A wild time to be around, for sure. But I'm assuming the same thing has happened as always, Gromby, where it's like you're on the map, but your opponent isn't, and it won't, like, play. In which case, we'll just get you to host and see if that sorts out the problem, which hopefully it will. I'd love to see Logic v Ducky. I keep trying to get him to do a best of 7 man, or I did a long time ago. We need to get him on for some like best of 7s and stuff. I will have to bring a load of anti-air in the Dowie matchup, I'm sure, though. But yeah, that'd be good fun. We did do some 2v2 streams a long time ago together. I might be doing a stream with Dame Offensive soon. I really need to get back to him on it and sort out the format. The format was a little bit confusing to me, so I need to get in a voice chat and sort it out with them. No. Oh no, it's gone up to 300 seconds again. Okay, Grombrindal's been dropped. Okay. Gromby got dropped, I'm afraid. Yo. Cool. We'll let Gromby host and see if that fixes the issue. Suave, where did you get that hamster jam thing in my Discord? I need that in my life. Yeah. Cool. Let's let Grombrindal host. And we'll see if that helps. You host, and we will join. Man, these little hamsters are amazing. It's so good. Cool. Looks like they are on their way back. So Grombrindal's just got to load this game back up. So about the delays in the second half of the stream, guys. It really does bring it down. It's annoying. It's very annoying, but not much we can do about it. We'll simply have to sit here and dream of the battles to come. We've got 2 left. So, Dowie versus Beastman. It's going to be a close scrap, I feel, this one. It's really going to come down to can Grombrindal protect his back line effectively. Which is very hard against Suave for one, but also Suave's Beastman build. Cool. Grombrindal says he's already starting the game. Good. Good, good, good. Bam. So you just have to wait for him to get on. Any questions you guys have? Any burning questions? Now would be the time to ask them as we kind of just vibe and chill here. And wait to see what happens. I know some exciting videos coming out, by the way. One of which is not a Total War Warhammer video, which probably means it's going to tank in views, but I'm very excited for it. I need to write a script for it, though. I've got the video footage done. Just need to record my part to it and make it into a full video. I'm probably going to be working on that tomorrow. So there won't be a stream tomorrow, but there will indeed be a video as always. What we really need is some Aris of Deimos videos. Unfortunately, we haven't had any of those in a while. I need to see my beloved Treemen and Swift Shiver Shard Deepwood Scouts back in action once more. I need them. That's actually, I think I might be in offline mode on Steam, so let's change that. So, cool. As long as Grombrindal's back on, he should be able to invite me. Do I play Vermintide? I have dabbled. I have dabbled in Vermintide. It was very good fun. I haven't played it that much. Looks like Lobby is back. But I haven't hopped into it too much myself. But I enjoyed it. I mainly played the Wood Elf. Quack. Change the map. I can't remember what the map was. Oh, it was Valley of Thieves, I think. Oh no. No, no. Why are they on golden tributes? Oh, I think they just want to... Okay, they had to sign a map between them. That's fine. We can do Dot Kraz. But it was Valley of Thieves. But whatever is going to help their PCs load in. That's all I want. We just need the actual battle. Go for it. Oh, didn't mean to be caps. That's Dwarf Alliance against me. Other map was Valley of Thieves, which is also open, but might be what crashed game. So we'll see. We will see. I don't know who you guys voted for. I can't actually see right now on the poll. It looks like you guys think the Beastmen's going to win. Oh, that strikes hard at my Dowie heart. Betrayed by the ones that we love. You guys thinking Dowie are going to get crumped. I mean, it is a terrible matchup. It is a very poor matchup for them. But if any Dowie player is going to bring it back, it will be Grombrindal. Now I need you guys to give all of your oaths of vengeance where possible to Grombrindal, to his PC, empower it with the power of the dwarfs, and hopefully, fingers crossed, it will be able to not kick him from the game. So it seems like he loads, but he's not actually there for some reason. It's odd. It is very odd. So the timer ticks down, we wait patiently. God, I feel like I'm in like a doctor's waiting room, like waiting to hear really good or really bad news. Yes! Yes! Good news! We don't have any horrible tropical LIVESTREAM disease. We're in the game. Awesome. Right, if Grombrindal goes through, he's going to be hosting the lobby next time as well to try and stop this happening in the finals. So, if you guys are not aware for whatever reason of the builds, we will go through them once again. So, we have miners with blasting charges for the Dowie, mixed in with the Ekrund miners as well, the Regiment Renown. Double Slayer, Regiment Renown Ironbreakers, triple, in fact 4 Rangers it would seem, double Bugman Rangers and 1 unit of Thunderers, and of course the Lord of Choice shall be Thoric Ironbrow. Without doubt, the best Dowie Lord by quite a considerable margin. He's going to be coming in with the Rune of Speed, Rune of Wrath and Ruin, as well as the Rune of Doom, Thoric's Rune Armour, and the Master of the Ancient Lore, Rune of Hearth and Home, Forge Fire, and Locus of Power. He's coming with all of the goodies to date. For the Beastmen, we do have Tuskor Chariots on the right-hand side, supplied here and supported by the Brave Shaman of Wild. Trader King and Evolve are the weapons of choice. Really nice counterpunch with both of them. We have Bestigors, we have Ungors, and Gors as well. I believe it's the Blackhorn Ravengers. We have a Gorbel, we have Morg of the Shadowgave, and a couple of units of Piggies. On the left-hand side, we do have the Centaurs with great weapons, and on the right, we have the Grog Hooves of Wolf's Run, the Regiment of Renown. Should be a good fun game. It's going to be interesting to see if Grombrindal can keep his backline firing long enough. I do worry a little bit that the Chariots could start running this over with only 1 unit of Thunderers to really punish them where possible. I'm already on the map, so it was the map's fault. Awesome. Well, we just changed the map, and it looks like we're good to go. And the battle is underway, so the Beastmen forces will be advancing here upon the mighty Dowie Throng. Who's going to win? Only time will tell. Jagged Dagger goes down on the Brave Shaman, increasing that power recharge rate and the power reserves. Not a bad call whatsoever. And just to get as much Winds of Magic as possible, Trader King is going to be very, very good up against the Dwarves here today. Thunderers, as well as the Rangers, can move into position to hopefully shoot some of the more lightly armoured foes here. There's a little bit of room to move around, luckily, for the Beastmen, but the Rangers will be turning to unleash hell upon them. Looks like Dwarves have taken the high ground as well. Bestigors, as well as the Gore Herds, are moving in as quickly as possible. Now, the miners with blasting charges will rinse the lightly armoured ones. Bestigors will be a little bit better at dealing with such tools. It looks like the miners are going to be attacking, trying to move out to the side. The Beastmen, though, will be able to get up and around the flank rather comfortably on either side right now. And the Blackhorn Ravengers have been revealed and simply going to be falling back due to the pressure of those Rangers there. The Gorbel, though, is going to be moving through the fire and the flames and the bolts to engage with the Dwarvish Throng. Now, the summons as well are going to be really powerful here. I do kind of fear for the Dwarves a little bit with these 2 builds. Centaurs with great weapons are taking a little bit of damage in the back. The Thunderers are trying to line up some shots into the Tuskor Chariots, where these guys have taken decent damage at the moment, but will be pushing through into the back line. Likewise, the Grog Hooves of Wolf's Run do push into the back line as well. We do get a fat Trader King going down, not catching that much of the Dowie build though, quite luckily, though Thoric is caught in it himself. Thunderers need to get in and support. It looks like the Rangers are helping him out, and Thoric is an absolute tank. Devolve's gone down on him, but so has the Rune of Doom, and he's dueling that Brave Shaman to a standstill right now alongside the Gorbel. We are going to be getting a Rune of Speed come down, meaning the melee attack, even of these Thunderers, is up to 68, if only for a few moments. Rangers again run over. Chariots do push their way through, having quite a good time here. Rangers, or Slayers I should say, do need to start shutting down these Chariots, or they will just simply reap havoc and destroy the entire Dowie build. Thunderers are trying to realign themselves. The Ironbreakers are launching blast and charge after blast and charge into the face of the Bestigors to try to rid the world of them. Chaos Spawn, though, are summoned into the battle. Red Skull Piggies do go a lovely thunderous charge down onto the Bugmen, sending them down to the dirt and onto the ground, and it looks like Rangers in the distance are being chased off by Razorgors as well, though there are still some miners fighting strong. We get yet another Trader King. This one a much better placed one is going to catch a bucket ton of the Dowie formation, and this is looking a little bit worrying for the Dwarves, with Thoric Ironbrow though holding his own beating back the Brave Shaman, beating back the Gorball, but Morgan the Shadowgave is also in support now as well. We do have those Chaos Spawn Summons come down, looking to overwhelm the Dowie folk. Brave Shaman of the Wild is still alive. He's chasing down some of the Bugman Rangers, and the Dwarves are desperately trying to drag all of their units back to the main fight, but it is not looking good. We still have 44 Slayers, however, can be very good against everything in the central pocket. We even have more Slayers here as well, 19. They need to be careful not to get too over-ambitious in sniping Thoric, and make sure that their troops are back here to support, like the Gore Herds, as well as the Ungore Spear Herd. Suave is dragging those troops back now to the main fight. It looks like the Rangers have re-emerged once more. Thoric Ironbrow going to be helping to finish off the remainder of these Chaos Spawn, but the Ironbreakers are very healthy at the moment, which is good news. Have a Traitor King is very bad news, as that might be enough to help finish off Thoric despite his magic resistance. The Gorball goes in with a roly-poly attack onto Thoric, looking to drag him down, and the Chariots are still going strong. Should be able to finish off the majority of these Slayers, as well as the units on the periphery of the battlefield. Thoric does stand alone, and I don't know how long he will stand for. Rune of Doom's gone down. That's going to increase the melee attack as well of these Ironbreakers, and the Gorball's really getting hammered quite badly, man. Thoric, though he's a support character, really is a melee one as well. 1.2 damage value on him so far. Eating a charge from the Brave Shaman. Should be able to do some decent damage back. It looks like the Rune of Wrath and Rune is going to go down. Oh my god. That was some massive damage onto the Vestigore Herd there. Really trying to win the day in the later stages here. But Devolve does go down, lowering the melee attack of Thoric Ironbrow. He's not going anywhere neither with that negative 25 speed. And the Gorball, though, is very close to biting the bullet, down to 480 HP. Thoric is on 685. He's winning the Duel of Fates, but the Shadowgave is nearby to pick up the pieces. Poisoning Thoric, and it looks like he does go down with the Gorball taking his head from his stout Dowie shoulders. Yes, yes. Yes, yes. Very close game there. Master Suave, though, will be moving on to face Tank in the final here of this one-build Battle Royale. Well played to Grombrindal. He took the Dwarves as far as he could. Got the best, actually, out of all the Dwarves today, but did fall before the might of the Beastmen. 1.5 damage value on him. The Miners of Blasting Charges did okay across the board damage value-wise. Slayers did suffer a little bit. The Ironbreakers 1.7 is some good work, but there was simply too much range to protect. Normally this is a brilliant build. I really like this dwarf build, but up against Beastmen, it's so hard to protect your back line, and that was the case today. Morgan the Shadowgave, 588 damage value, but more importantly, his summons were very good. 1.4 on that Brave Shaman with the Traitorkin, which is so goddamn powerful. The Gorball as well, 1.4 damage value. Putting on a pretty impressive show. Best scores got down and dirty as well. I mean, both kind of in the mid, 700 range, 760 damage value. This unit 690. Razorgold Chariots were actually very beat up in the late game, but they had all their models left, and that is the big problem with dealing with such contraptions. GG. Duck, please ban Chariot Beastmen. I mean, you can counter the Chariots. You can counter the Chariots, but obviously you have to prepare for them, which you can't do in this format. We may have to stop it in the one build format, but in that case we'd probably also have to look at stuff like Gorst and so forth. So it gets a lot of stuff ends up starting to get banned, and it becomes a bit of a slippery slope. I'm gonna go cry in my Bugman's brew. Man, Pock, really, you had a really good performance, man. So I wouldn't be too ashamed at all. Versus 4 Chariots. Oh, yeah, because there was the one Chariot unit. Yeah, your build was not able to handle them. Thanks for playing, though. Representing the Dowie. You got the furthest of any Dowie player. But, unfortunately, Grombrindal has fallen, and it is final time. So let's change the scoreboard quickly. Well, let's actually quickly end that poll. It looks like you guys were correct. You guys thought the Moo Herd was going to be victorious. I'll change the names on the left-hand side of Grombrindal. Replace that with the man, the myth, the Beast of War. The mighty Tank shall lead the Vampire Counts up against Suave's Beastmen. It's going to be a good, fun, friendly scrap. So, let us sort out a new poll. Who will win the final. Your options shall be Moo Herd, or Evil Vampires. I mean, same with so many things. We would have to ban half the units. Like, we'd have to ban so many spells, so many units, so many lords. But good effort. Regardless, bro. See you soon. I do wonder how you guys are going to think this one's going to go. Good luck, men. Thank you. Why ban? Chariots are very, very powerful at the moment. Tuskor chariots, boar chariots, and wargore chariots, or the Tuskor chariot for the single entities. Maybe limiting them down to 2 might be the answer, but I don't want to get rid of them completely. Can I select the map? I cannot. So, for the final, let it be known that we had a final on... Boo, 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 boo. Let's go Iron Sand Desert. And it is Tank v Suave, VM versus RTK. I'm very excited to see how this goes. Is Tank Vampire County is indeed coming in with the... Oh no! Oh my god, Total War, why? What are you doing today? The whole game just crashed for no reason. Man, I apologize about all these frickin' things going on. It's so annoying. The game is just very crashy and buggy right now, and the internet's been annoying. But we're back. I can load up the game. It's so weird. It's like, oh, I'm just gonna crash for like literally no reason whatsoever. And it does it when I'm live streaming as well, I swear. Like most of the time I'm just completely fine. It does crash occasionally, but then Suave is toast. I mean, he has Treatkin. I'm back. I'm getting crashed for some reason. It is a best of 1, not a best of 3. Cool. So these guys are good to go. We'll hop into the finals. Yeah, the problem... I feel your pain, Grombrindal. They're particularly grievous as well against Dowie, of course, the Chariots. But they're definitely countable. But not necessarily much in a tournament like this, which is the problem. But likewise, it's kind of the same situation, right, with like someone like Gorst, Final Transmutations, any air effect spell, like, is very powerful right now, so... Yeah, you're only allowed one of the character ones, and they're the real big problem. Tuskor chats are still nasty. But yeah, your entire back line just got shut down so quickly that, like, the only things like 2 counter them, like the Thunderers, did kind of have the... We're already in trouble, you know? So here we go. The glorious finals on Iron Sand Desert. An absolute beautiful map as always. And yeah, it's going to be some good fun. I'm looking forward to this final. I do think the Counts have the advantage. We do have some thrown axes, which will be useful. The Chariots are going to be good as well for cleaning out the chaff, but the double Vargulf with Gorse and the Necromancer is so much like of an annoyance to have to take down. It's going to be like a big pain. So, just a recap. Though you guys have just seen this build, I'm not going to go too much. Load of Ungors, load of Bestigors, some chariots in the form of Tuskor chariots, as well as a wizard on one, double Razorgore, double Centaur, one of which is the regiment-renowned Throne Axes. We have a Gorbel, Brave Shaman of the Wild, and Morga the Shadowgave. For the forces of the mighty tank, we do have 1, 2, 3, 4 gigantic flying bats in the form of the Vargeist, and 2 bigger ones down on the ground in the form of the Vargulfs. We have Skeleton Spearmen, so cheap and cheerful chaff, a Doombox of Necromancer on a Corpse Cart, a White King, as well as a Helman Gorse, again on a Corpse Cart. He's going to be coming in with the Liber Noctis, the Gaze and Nagash, and Invocation of Nahek. Going to form a Doom Blob, basically, and walk towards the enemy, and it's, hey, come at me, bro. See if you can drag me down. Now, Suave's going to have to do a lot of hit-and-run tactics on different flanks to try to drag down this build, but it's going to be very tough for sure. For sure. It's going to be rough. Dwarves get a maximum of 1 bomb. You do. You also get the Rune of Slowness now. So you can take care of like 2 chat units very quickly. One of them, of course, will cause havoc if they brought 3. The Vargeist looking very awesome as always. They're a really cool looking unit with their gigantic red mohawks. I really do like the fact that they are chosen a little bit more now. The Armor Piercing and Frenzy really can come in quite handy. So the Vampire Counts are going to be advancing. It looks like the Grog Hooves of Wolf's Run will be moving forward, trying to get onto some key targets. Problem is here, everything that is important is going to heal. Well, apart from these zombies, which the axes have been thrown into. But focusing down the Vargulfs is going to be a good idea as well. But, you know, I guess you have to make them hit their healing cap at some point, right? Who are they going to be going after? Oh, Gaze and Nagash is going to swoop by us and whomp! Straight into that Brave Shaman like it did Wulfric the Wanderer. Massive damage coming straight out of the gate. So if you do try to slowball this, and alright, I'm just going to use my ammo up on this build, the Vampire Counts don't really care. Helman Gorse is going to just 360 no-scope you from long range, and he can double fire that because the Liber Noctis here, look, minus 60 ability recharge. We're going to see a second Gaze and Nagash very quickly unless that Brave Shaman gets out of the danger zone. But, I mean, a second one could quite comfortably go into the Gorbel or other such units. Vargeist are repositioning in the air, going a little bit back and forth. Brave Shaman does need to get close to drop as many Traitor Kings as possible, but in comes the second shot, going down range, and Kobe. Oh my god, every beam hits. Brave Shaman down to 1,100 HP. Should be enough to stabilize right now, but one more gaze like that, and it's going to be goodbye, sweet prince, for the game, because that Traitor King needs to come in time and time again to drag down this build. Now, the Air Corps is going to hunt the Brave Shaman. This is a big problem for Suave right now. He needs troops here to support. He has the double Spearman, but I don't think that's going to be enough. It looks like we are going to get 1 spell cast, at least while we can. It is a overcast Traitor King going down, which does indeed increase the damage. Going to catch 2 of the flying units, which is quite nice. But that may be all she wrote for the Brave Shaman. The Vargeist actually do decide to retreat because the Gorbel was on approach. The unfortunate situation, though, will of course be in the form of that Gaze of Nagash if it comes in. How much damage value did that Brave Shaman get off 1 cast? 1,000 damage value. Oh my god. But that's all he's going to get. Oh my god, I love that shot. Helman Gorse is an absolute raid boss today. He's been the MVP of the tournament for me. Razorgores and Bestigores have engaged with the zombies, looking to grind through them as quickly as possible. Tuskor Chat's doing a good job there as well. And the Gorbel has indeed managed to hop on top of Helman Gorse, but the 2 bodyguards are never that far away, trying to pound down the beast himself. I think going like big triple dino throw or something might do okay against a build like this. Because you can kind of tank the Vargulfs while beating up Helman Gorse, but I don't know if the Gorbel is going to be a match for such gigantic batties. Tentacles weapons do charge into the back line. We have the summon as well of Chaos Spawn in here, looking to try to help drag down the enemy. Balance power is currently in favour of the Beastmen forces. Bestigores are doing a really good job clearing through those skeletons in the front line, and the Tuskor Chats need to continue to cycle. A lot of the infantry is dying right now for the Vampire Counts. In the distance, the Grog Hooves of Wolf's Run are hunting the Vargeist as much as possible. Morga Shadowgave needs to continue to push through. It looks like the Doomball is unfortunately out of friendly territory and is kind of getting wasted right now by the Vargulfs. Although he's doing a decent job on this Necromancer, and there's Bestigore support now. Bestigores, of course, being the best of the Gores, will do a good job. Both Chaos Spawn summons are on the battlefield, which is bad news for the Beastmen because balance power is in their favour, but only just. As soon as they disappear, it's not going to go so well. Helman Gorse has been an absolute raid boss, as you'd expect. Already up to nearly 3,000 damage value, and the battle is still young. Tuskor Chariots can do some nice rear attacks here into the enemy, trying to grind down through the infantry force. But the Gorbel, I mean, he's given as good as he gets, but he's just so outnumbered right now. This Necromancer does seem to be falling. Vargulf's pounding down the Gorbel where possible. He's currently arse over tit onto the ground there, which isn't too good for him whatsoever. And the Vargulfs are doing a decent job, although if he could focus down this one, he might be able to finish it off. However, there is Vargai's support, and quite a decent amount of it, though the Grog Hooves of Wolf's Run are doing some nice counter-skirmishing on those units. Tuskor Chariots are going to ramrod their way in. We do get a summon of zombies. Balance Power is dead even, now that the summons have been dealt with. Morgan the Shadowglaive is fighting 2v1 yet again, and it's going to be 4v1 in just a second, although the Gorbel is nearby, trying to drag down Helmengorst where possible. Here's a very slippery customer, however. Flood guys are being finished off. The Grog Hooves of Wolf's Run are doing a good job, but likewise the axes could be used to hunt down Helman himself. And it's going to come down to the single entities once again of the vampire counts. That's kind of what this build's about. Just the chaff holding the line while your big entities dish out the damage. They are now surrounded by Bestigors, which certainly is not good for them if Helmengorst falls. If he's alive, it's absolutely fine. He'll drain them all to death relatively quickly. Tuskor Chariots do go in for a lovely rear charge on the Vargulfs. And the Vargulf's taking quite a pounding at the moment. Gorbel is still somehow alive in here. Balance Power, though, is going in favour of the Vampire Camps and is rather quickly falling apart for the Beastmen as the majority of their forces break and run for their lives. And their single entities simply can't cut it up against the healing ones of the Vampire Counts. Helmengorst still alive here. Oh, lovely little cinematic shot there of those bats flying across the screen. It looks like Morgan Shadowglaive is indeed going to go down here. It was a lovely scrap, very close game. But I think the Grog Hooves spending so much time in the distance and not killing Gorst was a big problem. And you have to kill him quickly. But alas, the Beastmen doth fall. Yes, yes. Well played, though. Awesome final. Hello, Captelis. You've made it just in time, I'm afraid, to see the end of the stream. But Tank put up a fantastic showing in all of his games. Very close game in the semi-final against Falcon. And once again, a very close game here up against Suave. Helmengorst, though, I'm just going to leave that on the screen for you guys to soak in, to absorb. Just shy of 4,000 damage value, 26k damage dealt, 133 kills. Gorst is a beast. 1.3 damage value on the White King, 400 on the Necromancer. Zombies, unfortunately, not doing too much. Likewise, the Skeleton Spearman. Vargulfs in the skies, 497 damage value, 200, 680, and 494. And the Vargulf's not doing too much either. This literally was just Helmengorst killing the entirety of the Beastman build. Morgan Shadowglaive, 1.1 damage value, 1,000 on the Brave Shaman. And imagine if the Brave Shaman hadn't been sniped at the start, this game would have been won by the Beastman. It would have been won. We only got one spell off in the entire game for the Beastman. Imagine if he was doing more Trader Kings over the course of the battle, devolves on top of Helmengorst to help him get killed that little bit quicker. It could have been a very different game. 1k on the Gorbel there. And the ground forces, of course, did not fare well. I mean, okay kills, of course, across the board. Tuskor's 864 damage value, 1.4 on the Centaurs with great weapons, 1.3 on the throwing axes. But alas, if you do not kill the Gorst, you cannot win the day. Really tough for Beastmen to face them. Yeah, GG. Great game. Thanks for playing, Tank. You are today's winner. I remember when Gorst was a meme. It's kind of funny, Gorst has gone from a meme to being meta. I mean, there is, of course, some matchups he's not good in, but in other matchups he is insane. A good way to counter him would, honestly, against like Vampire Counts, it would probably be Krokgar and like a Skink Oracle and you just blitz him. That's what I would think. But hope you guys enjoyed. That was pretty damn awesome. Before you go, we do, of course, have one big thing to do. We're going to go raid someone else's stream. We're going to go over to them. I'm going to yell quack, and then we can pop over there and all yell quack. One, it shares the love, and two, it is pretty damn funny. It looks like Turin might be streaming. He is indeed streaming a campaign. So let's go over there. He raided me yesterday, so please do raid back and say hello and quack from me. And yeah, it will be some pretty good stuff. So, bam, bam, bam. Let's paste this, and let's go over and have some fun. Yeah, well played to Tankman. I agree, Puckrella. He did a really good job. Hope you guys enjoyed this one. If you did, make sure to like, subscribe, and all that good stuff. I did just drop a video as well, if you want to check that out, between Alfredinho as well as, oh my god, I forgot his name, Sudoku. Very good game. But if not, feel free to hop over and yell quack at Turin, as he is doing a campaign stream today. So until next time, guys, peace, peace. And as always, stay awesome.